Hi, I would like to talk to you a little bit today about our trust services, information intelligence service, and what you can do with it. So if you're familiar with RiskGuard, it does everything that RiskGuard did before and so much more. So let's start with looking at some examples. In order to show you what information intelligence service can do, I'm using the developer workbench, which is a sample application created to showcase all of the APIs that we have available on the developer cloud, including the new information intelligence. So I have here some documents that I've loaded into our CSS CMS services. And I'm going to start by showing one of the documents. So this is a document that is a credit application. So basically, it actually has quite a lot of information, like social security numbers in here, bank accounts, addresses, and so on. So let's analyze it with information intelligence. So with information intelligence, you have a couple of ways of analyzing the data and extracting the data. First of all, you can basically classify each file. So it doesn't matter what kind of file it is, you can simply call the endpoint to classify it, and then you get some high-level information about your document, like the risk status of the overall document, and some details of that risk. So basically, we see here that we have some emails, some addresses, some phone, but we also have some social security level, social security numbers, which we considered as a level high on the risk status. If you want to dive deeper and actually extract all of this information, you can also process it and extract all of this risk. And similarly to the first endpoint, it's going to retrieve all of the risks associated with the document, along with a confidence and the relevancy score. So confidence is how confident the engine is that this is a person name. Relevancy is how relevant is this information inside the document or in the phrase that it's in. So you can see here all of the information that was extracted. And obviously, in this user interface, we have created some sliders, so you can lower the confidence, and then you can see you have more results, or you can get the confidence higher, so you can obviously see less results based on the configuration. So the configuration of confidence and relevancy might give you the right information at the right time. Now, there are a lot of other things that the information intelligence can do. Like, for example, analyze the risks in images. So if we take as an example an image, so this one is a French driver's license. And if we send this in a similar way to the classification endpoint, again, we are not specifying what kind of type, what kind of document it is. It identifies that is an image automatically, and basically the risk of the image is high because it's an ID type of image. Similarly, I have another example with some bottles of alcohol. And obviously, this shouldn't be inside your company's enterprise repository unless you're a company that sells beer or alcohol or other things. So if we classify this image again, you get the fact that it contains alcohol and the overall risk status of the document is high. Now, for other scenarios, you might want to understand some other things around the document. Like, for example, if you want to analyze this document and extract all the risk associated with it, you're going to see that, strangely, nothing is found in this document. And also, if we want to download the document and view it, we're going to notice why, because this document is protected. So obviously, the engine cannot open it. But InfoIntel can help also with that. So before processing the document, you can extract some information about this document, like editorial metadata, or you can detect some other things around the document, like protection. So if we try to detect the protection on this document, we can see that the document is actually indeed protected. So you might want to choose what actions you do next. So for example, you don't want to send it to the viewer service in order to view it because the viewer is not going to be able to access the document. Or you might not want to process it any further because obviously you're not going to be able to access. Some other things that you can extract is, as I was saying earlier, the editorial metadata, which means all of the metadata of the document. For example, if it's a Word document, you can extract from it everything that Word keeps in there, like author, the date of creation, if it's encrypted, if it's not encrypted. Basically, in this document, the document is encrypted, it is password protected, so we don't have access to the editorial metadata. But if we go to the initial document that I've shown, in here, we are going to see quite a lot of information. So basically, you see what's the template ID, what type of document it is. And again, we don't need to specify, we don't take into consideration the extension of the file. So you might detect some attempts to enter some documents with, I don't know, docx extension, but in fact, they are different types of documents like zip file or executable files and so on. So that can help also in detection and prevention of attacks. Other things that you can get from here are all of the properties or metadata and so on. And this works with other types of documents, like, for example, JPEG files. I have here an image that was taken by a mobile phone. And obviously, when I extract all of the metadata, you have access to everything that is included there. So you have access to acceleration vectors in the phone, to EXIF metadata like date and time and so on, to the GPS of that image, like altitude, longitude, latitude, and so on. So everything that is inside the EXIF metadata of that document, of that image, you can get. And lastly, on a PDF file, you can have access even to, with the editorial metadata, even to some other interesting information like the signature. So, for example, here you can see what are the signatures, dates, what are the filters, where this document has been signed, and what are the signatures inside, say. So the editorial metadata and the detection of language and of protection status can also help increase the number of metadata that you have. You can also extract text from documents for a use case where you need the text inside a PDF file or inside a Word document. You just need the text to send it to some large language model in order to learn or to train that model. You can do OCR on images so that you can extract the text before actually sending it to extract. And I'm going to show as a last example the speech to text. So we have a small WAV file in here. And what we can do is we can send either audio or video to the service, and it will extract the speech into text. And obviously we can then analyze it further for PI information, PSI information, and so on. So here's the speech-to-text content. Basically, you have all of the text that was extracted from that image. So I hope this has been a useful introduction of the information intelligence service and all of the features that it can do. Thank you.